Okay, so the last video talked a little bit about the webhook um, plugins that we have. It's a more streamlined alternative to actual custom plugins. In this video, we'll actually talk about creating full custom plugins. So again, we are in the developer portal, and to create a custom plugin, it's pretty simple. You can just go to the plugins tab and fill out the create form. So you can add certain metadata. So let's just create an example plugin, um, just some sample stuff. Um, Then we customize the visibility. Sometimes you might want the custom plugin to be public and published in the directory, so it'll be displayed. As you saw in the community tab, in actual claims, you can approve who can be able to use it. So maybe you just want the plugin to be used by yourself. If this is only applicable if it's private, but only usable by yourself, by certain users, if they have an invite code, and so on. If they have an invite code, they can just add it with this button here. And then lastly, the handler is kind of what you need to configure, and a lot of this is pretty similar to the custom webhook flow. So you just set up configure your request. So I might just use this pipe dream request bin to catch stuff again. You can hard code inputs into every request. You can let me go back a step and say that you can also issue production versions versus just testing versions. Once it goes live in production, you can't undo it, but you can it'll be live and out there for users to use or whoever to use. You can customize public parameters that will be passed and displayed to the user, and also private parameters that will also be passed, but they'll be kept private on BitBadges end, and it will be sent to your plugin, but only will not be displayed to any user. It'll be kept private in that sense. Provide certain tools, tutorials, and the one main advantage of custom plugins over webhook, the streamlined webhook alternative, is that you can add custom user inputs. So you might request that they input a number, and then they'll see a form, something like just something like this. And then in the actual claim input form, they will be able to select their configuration for whatever they want to, like the parameters. I should also go back a step and say that the public and private parameters here are customizable by the claim creator. So the claim creator will also see a form such as this that they can customize that. So if you're confused on what the claim creator is versus the end user, the claim creator is who is actually in the portal creating and adding the plugin, and actually pretty much the service provider. And the end user is the one actually claiming the badge or getting access to whatever. You can also do certain configuration options, such as are duplicates allowed? Is this a success webhook? Or and then also, as shown in the webhook, you can identify the user in a bunch of different ways, from their address to whatever, and we'll just prompt them to sign in, and we'll pass the socials to your webhook or to your handler. One thing I do want to note is that we only pass identifying information. So for example, for Twitch, it's only your ID and username. It's nothing authenticated like access tokens or something like that. It's just simply identification. The other thing you can do with custom plugins that you can't do with normal webhooks is that you can also issue, you can maintain state on BitBadges end. So state is often important for determining success of the claim. So you can manage some state on your end, but for stuff that is critical to if the claim will succeed or not, you should do so on BitBadges end. A lot will be stateless, but you can also issue unique claim tokens that are returned, and pretty much on BitBadges end we will we will verify and only allow one use per claim token. Similarly, you can do state transition, so pretty much you control the state and pass whatever state you want to BitBadges, and then also you can assign unique claim numbers that are one-time use only too. So that is customizable too. And again, it's just all it is just a simple API handler. So this is using Next.js, but just any sort of server or HTTP handler that you want to set up, you can do so, and you'll receive all the information that you requested in the payload. So for post payloads, this would be in the body. For get, it would be in the query params. You can verify your plugin secret just so you know that it's BitBadges requesting, or BitBadges is like the origin of the request. And then lastly, you just implement your custom logic and send back whatever is needed. So it's a pretty simple. Plugins are pretty simple to implement. It's just configure it in the developer portal. 1, 2, you just set up your handler, and 3, just allow and set up the claim, and then allow users to claim. And once you create plugins, you are able to actually they'll show up here in like the your plugin section, and then you can just test it out as needed. And if you're in the claim tester tab, you can actually test out unfinalized versions too. So again, super easy, and hopefully over time we'll see a full-on, hoping to get like thousands or hundreds of thousands of plugins and custom plugins, and make BitBadges claims super easy to use, super integratable into pretty much any application there is. So yeah, if you need any more information on how to implement the plugins, or like what the benefits of webhooks versus custom plugins and stuff, go ahead and go to the documentation and look at the claim plugins, and then you can see here plugins, and then you can see everything from creating a custom plugin here, and also like examples into existing plugins or already created and stuff. So it'll walk you through the process and let you know how to do everything. So yeah, it's a pretty cool feature, and hopefully over time we'll just get more and more plugins, like I said, and have a huge directory of claim builder plugins directly in the site, no code required.